Alright, so the Nina Lin case is rather clear. After she and Zoe Spencer write about Silky's helper, said, everyone is focusing on NA in particular. Do not misunderstand. I am ecstatic about it. Such crimes are not ones that I support. To be honest, she was deserving. The problem is that, despite what everyone is saying, things would be different if the roles were reversed. Additionally, I already stated this about Zoe Spencer when she was the target of the internet, specifically the WNL community. Although they were correct to criticize these strange women, they don't maintain the same enthusiasm for male streamers. In my video, I stated it rather literally. It's strange indeed because underscore don't keep quiet about the frost. So, I'm going to talk about how strange Nina Lin is. But I'm going to keep glancing away because they have strange individuals around them. But the vibe is different. I'll stop yapping now. As you are probably aware, I am the Hood Socrates. And let's get started. I believe it would be better to start by showing you all the video that started all of this controversy. Additionally, it is really distressing, so I will probably have to censor it somewhat.
Hey, come here. Zoe, you can't. Zoe, you can't. He's 23. No, he's consensual. No, he's not consensual.
Yes, he is.
He's not even saying nothing.
He
likes it. Give.
Oh, no. Yo.
Sit down.
You remind me of that one.
Remember, this isn't even the whole picture of the scenario. After seeing this clip, more happens. Really, there's nothing else you need to see. It's incredibly sick. Two ladies are also attempting to coerce a male into having sex. While Zoe continued to try to put her butt on him, Na tried to restrain him. At the time it occurred, why wasn't anyone taking the problem more seriously? I get the impression that people are only doing it currently because they don't like Zoe and Nina, and it has less to do with the SA's real problem, because the collective consciousness of the internet does not interfere with either woman. This clip, which has been around for months, is only now making a comeback. Underscore wouldn't give a damn if there weren't hate boners for Zoe and Nina on the internet before this clip. I assure you, it's simply because those two women are disliked. Nina Lin, curiously enough, also discussed this phenomenon, but if we don't address it, things like this will continue to happen. Therefore, I want to go into more detail about that concept later in the movie. However, I am able to laugh at this and condemn them for their actions. However, I'm a little annoyed that the internet is just providing this energy as a gotcha, that they were genuinely concerned about unfair treatment or victims who were guys. Now, they wouldn't be merely bringing it up. These same streamers will never discuss male victims or awareness outside of this kind of event. Assure say, however, that a post was made on Twitter. I will read them to you.
They didn't even post the full thing. There's a part where they literally take me to the room and try to pull down my clothing. When it originally happened, most people were attacking me, and I felt so uncomfortable talking about it that I only talked about it with people that I know.
Underscore was indifferent to this at the time it first occurred. People seem to care now even though the video has been out for months. Said verified it with his own words. Underscore assaulting him and other things. I'm simply siding. Like I said, however, it only heightens the grief. And reassure them that you are strong and that I understand them, even if I'm not sure if they would notice. You're quite resilient for being able to communicate that you've been through this. It means a lot that you can still speak. Furthermore, you still possess authority if you can still speak, and that's all that matters in the end. That applies to everyone. Keep your voice strong, because you still have power, even if it's weak. Feel me. However, let's examine Na's answer.
So what if he says, I feel like you did some shit wrong?
No, so the whole Saeed thing, no one essay Saeed. That's why today I was actually looking for Saeed. I was going to talk to him and be like, you definitely felt disrespected as a person. Me, I take accountability what I do. If you dead ass felt disrespected, I didn't know. So you gotta let me know. If you did, I will always apologize. I mean, that's just normal people. But for him to walk around and say all that crazy shit, you never think about what Saeed's thinking too, though. Like, who wants to walk around being called that? That's embarrassing for him as a guy.
You didn't see Saeed today?
I was looking everywhere for him.
She asserts that she accepts responsibility, but she also turns around and brushes off his feelings, saying that it is shameful for a male to do so. As a side note, they attempt to place you in a 180-degree situation from birth as a black man. They attempt to conform you to this rigid ideal of masculinity and strength. You must inform them. Underscore no, you can't try to conform to their irrational expectations. You simply cannot. You cannot live up to that, and it is not realistic. NA stated that it's embarrassing for men for precisely this reason. They strive to make you fit that stereotype. How are you accepting responsibility, Nina? Furthermore, it was clear that Sai didn't enjoy it. The problem is that S never permits them to do anything. He was always attempting to get about. He even stated no during the encounter, and his body language was quite telling. How, then, did she get confused? and Silky himself intervened even after that. However, I also had a problem with Zoe continuing after Silky intervened. This degenerate behavior is made possible by their when Zoe continues to pursue Say, everyone bursts out laughing. It is precisely because of this kind of treatment of essays that Twitch continues to become embroiled in controversy. That no one is providing it with the attention it needs makes it sick. You should eject shorties who persistently attempt to cross borders, and the same is true for guys. However, no one took that action. Underscore isn't even aware that they're creating the identical atmosphere that they say they disagree with. Additionally, it seems like the chat room was removing messages that mentioned the incident. And to be honest, that's strange. I detest correctness in PR culture. In other words, the internet's efforts to curate answers and preserve the best possible image are directly responsible for acts such as these. Additionally, I feel as though I could ramble on about it. I'm going to relax now. I just have a small complaint. Additionally, Said stated that he will be making a statement later on. Thus, keep an eye out for that, particularly because he is the wrong person. Furthermore, I'm all for empowering people on this channel, so I don't want to simply say victim because of the connotation. However, I'll let you all see Anita's whole response so you can judge for yourself.
Everyone else who is talking about me right now, whoever creator, whatever streamer, I truly could give a fuck. I don't care. Okay, anything they say, I don't care. What happened is between me and him. I will literally talk to him, and if he doesn't want to talk, that's completely fine. Whatever happens, I'm only worried about him. I'm worried if he's okay and if his mental is okay. That's it. Because at the end of the day, the person that really got hurt was him, and it wasn't me or nothing. So I'm not really over here being like, but what about me? It's like chat. I'm always be all right, bro. Trust me. But I want to make sure he's okay. Dead ass. Because he's been very nice. He's always been very nice to me. You know. Listen, I'm old enough to own up to what I did wrong. And during the situation, I genuinely 100% thought it was a joke. I just thought he was laughing, so I'm like, oh, like we all just laughing and geeking. But yeah, I see. It is wrong. It is really, really wrong. And what we did was wrong. You know, he clearly was uncomfortable with it. You know, and he was very hurt by it. So that's all that we.
I can't really comment on whether the reaction is excellent because I'm obviously not the intended recipient. But I'll still say something about it. I don't really care, but in my perspective, the likes I've received are unquestionably better than many of the influencer apologies because I have a comparison point. S must truly forgive her because she helped cause someone to suffer one of the worst imaginable outcomes. If nothing else, Nina and Zoe were eventually banned from Twitch. However, UNC had to pose the issue that we were all considering, which is why it is now. As stated by Osman Gold, the reason is that Twitch is more concerned with appearances than with the content of essays. You are all aware of how the internet works. They dig far into the past when underscore dogpiles you, and they eventually discover a video of Nina massaging disguised toast.
Okay,
Hello. Concentrating on the bug.
okay, girl.
While the clip is a touch strange, it lacks the excitement that the side clip does. Disguised Toast does not appear to be discussing discomfort or disapproval of the events in that tape. It's also obviously more playful, so let's not dismiss his essay as bad and throw all the clips into the pot. Additionally, they discovered additional videos of Nina and her cat, which they are merely attempting to portray as cruelty.
We merry-go-round, Somi. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, Somi, I'm sorry. Somi, I'm sorry. Somi, I'm so sorry.
To be honest, I don't believe the video is abusive. I have a dog, and when I play with her, I get carried away. And unlike Hassan, the god of thunder, at least, showed care right away. I'll give her that. Then, quit grabbing every clip, tossing it in the pot, and saying it's abuse or anything negative is going on. That is not something you can simply do. And really, these clip pages are nasty. However, I would like to take a moment now to simply discuss the misogyny that exists in the streamer community. And I completely tore Nina apart for a whole video before underscore jumped in my comments. Alright, I'll talk about how I feel because I'm an individual. And in my opinion, this is more of a result of misogyny in the streamer community than it is about holding Nina responsible. Since she's been at odds with another streamer named YBG and other events, underscore has been waging a hate campaign against Nina. I haven't really been tapped in, to be honest, but I don't really care. I've recently realized that she doesn't receive the same level of attention as other broadcasters. For instance, we witnessed Buddy harassing a woman in a store in the Shea Frost. But no one burnt him at the stake like Nina did. Rather, he received a call from Kai-san, a smack on the wrist, and a one-way ticket to Streamer University. Therefore, I'm all for it when underscore like this Nina stuff happens again. I'm disgusted by what she did, and I think it's quite strange. But let's just be consistent. Underscore continued to remark. But if the roles were reversed, but they've basically been reversed for a while, and nobody has done nothing. I simply don't take anyone seriously. At least these streamers aren't saying that the roles were switched or anything like that. On certain things, they are hanging out with actual devils. On the down low, some of these guys are demons, but maybe that's going too far. I just finished taping and finalizing the video. Dude, I recently watched these two bizarre videos. I'll simply let you guys see them. Bassett is arguing that Nina should be imprisoned. Secondly, she didn't get in touch until after the criticism, so just have a look.
It's not even canceling it, like, straight up, she has to go to jail. And then this is Nina asking for my number twice. This is the first time. Nina's asking for her number. Do you want me to pass it on? Personally, I don't feel like talking to her right now, knowing that it's the possible only reason is just for her to apologize just for that reason. And then the next day, she literally asked somebody else for my number, and I was just baffled because like, and then she went on stream saying that she reached out to me, like she went to go and reach out to me, and it's just like, what in your right mind thinks that, like?
It's sort of crazy since, as I mentioned before, her answer was quite excellent when compared to other influencer apologies, but it really just solidifies it. I find her repulsive. What more can I contribute to it then? But all I really had to say was that, for more unsolicited opinions, I guess you should subscribe. May you all be blessed. I'm going to leave this place. Goodbye.